In the second programme of the series next week, Stuart Hall looks at television's coverage of the Industrial Relations Bill. Television and Society next Wednesday at 3 o'clock, repeated a week from tonight at 11:30. Well, now here's Bert Ford with the late weather details.
Hello again. Well, it seems we're in the grip of yet another cold spell, and the present autumn's been interesting in that we've had these cold spells quite regularly, each one more severe than the last one, and the present one really is giving temperatures which are very low for the time of year, late November. A cold night tonight then already, and in fact by the end of the night some very low temperatures expected, -6 centigrade, 21 Fahrenheit, probably nothing to write home about at all. So if you're motoring first thing tomorrow morning without antifreeze, forget about it, and even with antifreeze, go fairly steadily for the first few miles. A cold night then, and some snow showers too on some of the western and eastern coasts and also in northern districts, so there's going to be some wintry roads about by the end of the night as well. Tomorrow's weather, and a cold day, a very cold day indeed. Temperatures barely above freezing in parts of the north. Still these snow or hail showers down the eastern side of the country, giving some trouble there, but elsewhere a good deal of sunshine and mainly dry, possibly one or two coastal showers in North Wales and places like that, but generally dry in these southern and western districts, but very cold. Later on in the day, there could be an increase of cloud into northwestern districts. I look at the Atlantic chart next, and it shows a high-pressure system which is to the west of Ireland at the moment, so it's drifting southeastwards as time goes on, but high pressure extending back towards Iceland. So we're kept in this cold north to northwesterly airstream in the outlook for Wednesday and Thursday as well as tomorrow. So little change in the outlook then, continuing very cold, mostly dry, snow showers confined mainly to the east coast districts, but severe frost at night and day temperatures not much above freezing either. A very cold outlook then. It's me as your weatherman again tomorrow. Meantime, good night and a look at the summary chart.
Well, at the time, just half a minute after midnight, the Northern Ireland late news. And a few moments ago, Mr. Brian Faulkner named the people who are to fill the unionist appointments in the new executive. Finance goes to Mr. Herbert Kirk, Environment to Mr. Roy Bradford, Agriculture to Mr. Leslie Morrell, Education to Mr. Basil McIver, Information to Mr. John Baxter, the Chief Whip is to be Major Hall Thompson, and Lord Brookborough is to be the unionist spokesman at Westminster. A report from W.D. Flax.
The obviously senior post of finance goes to Mr. Kirk, who was Minister of Finance in the last Stormont government. This post has special significance because the new arrangements will give more independence than previously in the spending of a portion of local income, and the department will handle a new Common Market Regional Fund, which will begin to provide assistance for local projects by next autumn. Mr. Roy Bradford, who's an expert on EEC matters, will however be the link between the executive and the group of officials handling common market issues. He's at present on holiday in Russia. Other unionist negotiators all find a place in the administration. Mr. Morrell has been active as a farmers' union leader, Mr. Baxter is a young Coleraine solicitor, and Mr. Basil McIver was formerly Minister of Community Relations. Major Hall Thompson, who has the key job of Chief Whip, has been recently Joint Whip of the Assembly Party. Lord Brookborough, who will keep in close touch with the Assembly Party and with Unionist MPs at Westminster, had already indicated that he wished to devote a good deal of time to House of Lords business. Mr. Peter McLaughlin, who had been tipped as a possible executive member for information, is at his own wish to concentrate on backbench organisation.
That was our political correspondent, W.D. Flax. A man was shot dead in his car while driving through the Ardoyne district of Belfast at about 5:30 this evening. He's been named as Mr. Anthony Braden, aged 58, a Roman Catholic and a married man who lived at Skeganeel Drive in North Belfast. Police say that Mr. Braden's white Renault car was fired on in Jamaica Street and he was hit in the back and the head. At first it was thought his vehicle had caught fire, but apparently when it crashed the radiator was damaged. Police are asking for public help about the shooting. The security forces say they were not involved. In a row over the funeral of a man claimed to be a UVF bomb expert, the Church of Ireland has issued a statement denying that the man, Mr. Charles Logan, had been refused a Christian burial service. The allegation had been made publicly by Mr. Hugh Smith, a West Belfast assemblyman. Mr. Logan was killed in an explosion at a farm at Desert Martin in County Londonderry over a week ago. A young man from Coal Island, who was arrested in Worcestershire in England, has appeared at a special court in Dungannon tonight on charges of robbing a bank and a post office. He's James Patrick Dillon of Rocken Way, Coal Island. It's claimed that more than £14,000 was taken in the two robberies. In Strabane, army experts have defused a bomb left at the rear of a garage in Dock Street. 15 minutes warning had been given, but the soldiers managed to defuse the explosives after the area had been sealed off for about 2 hours. And finally, a police warning to business people in Newry. A fire has been reported in Woolworths in Hill Street, and police suspect it may have been started by an incendiary device. And that's the Northern Ireland late news. Well, now the weather forecast for Northern Ireland until 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. And that picture tells its own story. There will be variable amounts of cloud with clear periods overnight and sunny intervals tomorrow, but showers of snow, moderate at times and possibly accompanied by hail, will persist through the night and tomorrow, but will become less frequent later in the day. There will be a fairly widespread moderate frost overnight with icy patches on the roads. The temperature will fall inland to around -4 centigrade, 25 Fahrenheit, rising tomorrow only to around 4 centigrade, 39 Fahrenheit. The light to moderate northwesterly wind will become fresh at times in or near showers, becoming variable in direction during tomorrow. And the outlook for Wednesday and Thursday, cloudy and less cold, with rain or sleet, preceded by snow at first, and then becoming changeable. Well, a final time check, it's 5.5 minutes past midnight, and we've come to the end of broadcasting on BBC One Northern Ireland for today. From me, Michael Noonan, and all of us here in Broadcasting House, good night, everyone.